What's up, guys? Well, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Scribbles, the artist and crocheter behind Eclectic Scribbles, and we are starting a new video. First part of this video, I am packing a wholesale order, or I'm making a wholesale order to go along with my proxy from my last event. So instead of just paying outright in cash, they were about to make a wholesale order with me anyways. So we exchanged the wholesale order for her proxy and for me at my event. And that worked out nicely for both of us. I am getting this ready to go. It's got to be packed up and shipped tomorrow. It is for 50 tumblers. So I am going through and sort of decanting everything. I'm getting all the tumblers out, getting all the pieces lined up and straightened out so that I can put the sublimation paper on each one of them and then use my heat presses over here. We're going to go with the automatic heat presses this time. I have upped the temperature. When I upped the temperature on my manual heat presses, I got a lot better result with the edges going a little bit, you know, gradient like at the bottoms. So I'm going to turn up the temperature on this as well, and hopefully that does the same. The reason that I'm switching over to the automatics is because for some reason every 10-15 minutes or so, no matter if you're pressing or not, the actual manual presses that I have just go blank. They just stop. Everything shuts off, and that's not good, because if you're not looking directly at them as they're pressing, you have no idea how much time was left on each one of them. So you have to sort of finagle it a bit, restart the thing, and hope that you get it pressed well. And I'm finding that extremely irritating, because my old one didn't do that, and I got the new ones from the same place that I got the old ones. So I don't know what the difference is, why they do that, but they do that. And then they like to blink out at different times. They like to blink out at the same time. They just blink out in the middle of a countdown. It doesn't matter. So it's not that it doesn't think that they're being used, because they're actively in the process of pressing a mug when they shut off. So I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to change the settings, but it gets really irritating when I'm doing a large amount of stuff. So we're switching over to the automatic setting, or the automatic heat press. This is the really boring part. Today, I do have exciting news from today. So today is Monday, August the 26th, and I have released a new pattern. It is the Little Witch over on my Patreon. It will release in September for the public, but if you want it before that, which this video is going to be coming out after September 1st, so you can't get it before that if you're just watching this. So hopefully you will have seen me post about it somewhere and gotten in on the Patreon deal. But it will be live as of the time that you're seeing this video. So that's good. Little Witch, she's super cute. I'm going to be putting a bunch of mods to her, different hairstyles, different hats, different clothing styles and everything over on my Patreon in the vault section, which is where I add the mods and stuff. So I'm going to be putting some stuff over there for her over time as I change things up, which I think is super cute. I also want to make a larger version of the witch so that we can get a little bit more detailed with the different mods and the different things that you can do with her. So I may work that up soon. I am at the end of the month, and I asked for suggestions as to what people might like to see for the next pattern, but I don't know how many people saw it on my Patreon, because I didn't get any responses, which is weird, because there's usually some kind of response to it. So I updated a lot of stuff in one day, and I'm thinking maybe it just got overlooked, but I need to come up with something that I can do for September. And I'm kind of thinking like this little, I've got this sort of little dude in my head, and I'm thinking I maybe want to try it. It's sort of like a long-eared, cute little goblin fairy, like a little goblin fairy. So I think that that would be super cute, and I think that I might want to go with that, but I'll definitely have to chat again with my Patreon before then, because I like for them to vote on it. But at the same time, you know, sometimes it's just easier for me to just go with whatever is inspiring me at the moment. And so far, Patreon is the place where everybody is so supportive, and I can't even imagine a better place to like throw out all my stuff, because they're just so great. But they're always like, do you, girl, do what is inspiring to you. We would love to see it, you know. And it's like, cool beans, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate everybody on my Patreon. Free members, paid members. I'm posting a lot of information for my free members. I just dropped that thing down there. So you get all kinds of updates too. If you want to jump over there as a free or a paid member, that would be great. That is the best way to help support this channel and these creations. That is where I do literally all of my updates. I barely use social media. I've decided that my Instagram is just going to be a portfolio. So I am just posting like portfolio type pictures. I'm not posting any works in progress or anything like that. You're going to see the finished product over there, probably in just a still shot for right now. And if it builds up, it builds up. If it doesn't, I don't care. It's just that a lot of shows like to be directed to an Instagram page to see your work. So that's what I'm going to put there, is my work. A lot of them do that in addition to a portfolio as well. So that's where I'm going to post that. But otherwise, yeah, all of my updates are over on Patreon. And you can sign up for Patreon as a free member and get the free updates so that you know what's going on, what's being released, and all of that good mess as I do it, and get the up-to-date stuff. Because everywhere else is going to be slightly delayed, because like I'm doing this vlog here. But even though it's Monday, August the 26th for me, it will be probably sometime in September, the first or second week, when you guys see it, because I have to do the week and get through the week. And I usually do these in the span of a week. And then I have to edit it, and then I have to post it, and then all the other things. So you're always delayed here on YouTube. I may start using the community tab more. I just didn't know how to use it really, so I'm looking into, you know, what I'm going to post there. But I may just do the same thing as I'm doing with my Instagram and post in final pictures or something like that, or little minor updates. But yeah, Patreon's where you're going to get the goods. Anyways, so I have decanted 25, the first 25 of these little dudes here. I am going to move these stacks of dudes back a little bit. I just needed to get them out of my way, because once they're pressed, they're going to go straight back into this box, because it's 50 per box, and all 50 of these are going to her. So that's just the easiest way that there is for me to transport it. Gypsy, I'm going to need you to move, baby. Excuse me, Gypsy. Good girl, thank you. All right, so I am going to turn on both my dudes here. They are going to start heating up, and I am going to start putting everything together here. Let me figure out the best place for this to happen. All right, I got all my stickers laid out here, but that's fine. I don't need too much room. So all I do is I just turn this over. I've cut off one side of this, and we just wrap it around, match up the bottom. Make sure that it's nice and snug around there. Grab some tape. Tape it up. Again, make sure that it's snug around the edges. like that. And when I go to put it in the machine, I slide it in there a little bit because I don't cut off the top or the bottom of my paper. I just find that that's just an extra step that's not needed. So I push it in a tiny little bit. You can see that probably, hopefully. Anyways, I push it in a tiny little bit, and then that's the part that goes. So there's a little overhang on both the top and the bottom, and that's what we're looking for. So she got 20 of my cinnamon roll cups. Speaking of my cups, I was talking to her about this, and this is something that's been on my mind. I am thinking about actually selling, licensing some of these designs. This one is like crooked or something. I don't know what's happening here. So I am not going to be stocking these anymore, and you can either get them wholesale from me, or I thought it would be nice if you could just buy the wrap yourself. Like if you wrap your own, then I'll make some designs that are licensable. So you would get the download. I don't know what's going on with this piece of paper, so we're just going to ignore this one for a second because that one's driving me crazy. But yeah, sell some wraps. Sell some wrap designs. I thought that that would be really, really freaking cool. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. I don't know if all of these came out fucking crooked or what, but I'm lining up the bottom edge of the design when I look at these, so that I know that the design matches up on both sides. Whether or not the paper does seems to be a different subject, or I don't know what's going on with that, but I do know that I gotta get all these wrapped. But anyways, yeah, let me know what you think about that. If you would like to see some cup designs, either both glass and tumbler. If you would like to see some designs that you can sell at your events as well featuring my art, I would love to know what you think of that. How many of you do heat pressing and tumblers and would like something new or fun to sell instead of, you know, the ones that you see everywhere that are so generic and mostly AI generated and just not very good, not very original. If you want something a little bit different than your standard variety. I mean, I know that some people, you know, are going to go out and they're going to buy the standard variety, and they're probably going to sell because, you know, the people don't know any different. But wouldn't you rather have a design from a small artist that came up with something from scratch rather than something that was AI generated and may have watermarks in it, may have, you know, extra limbs or appendages because AI is still not that great? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments, because that's what I'm thinking about doing. There are some that I will license, and then there are some that I will keep for myself so that I still have some designs of my own to share. But I thought that that would be really, really nice as something that I could offer. So these press for 2 minutes each. I do 2 minutes, even though the automatic heat press pretty much closes down around these fully. I still get in there and I spin it after a minute, and then it goes for another minute. That way we can make sure that the seam is good and heated and everything is good to go. These are about heated up. So all you do once it is heated, I think the tumblers themselves said something like, or the machines themselves said something like 355 to 360 degrees, somewhere around there, for 2 minutes. So one, and then spin, and then one again, and then take it out. I have upped mine to 380, and we're gonna go with that. I did some bitch be gones and some other stuff earlier for an order, and 380 seems to work pretty nice. So that's where we're sitting. And once it gets to 380, it is going to change to a little green R so that I can know that it's ready. One of them is ready right now and the other is not. And then while they're pressing, I just continue to wrap cups. That little beep says that they're ready. But I just continue to wrap cups while they're pressing, and then I'll go and I'll turn, and then I'll just keep going. It's sort of like a little assembling line as they are pressing in each of the things. So there's not a whole lot to do with that, but I think that's going to be this is just a quick how to sublimate, or how I sublimate the tumblers for you guys. My tumblers come with a metal straw and a straw cleaner. If you want to know where I get my tumblers for, I will link them down below. I get, it comes with a nice, very secure lid, like it's hard to open and close, so you know it's secure. It also comes with a little rubber stopper for the bottom. So this is just one of those, it's that silicone that makes it a little bit grippy so that it doesn't slide or tip very easily. It just kind of sticks the tumbler in place. So once they get out of the machine and cool down, I attach the little dude here, the little bottom dude. I put the top on it, and then I put it back in the box because it is going out to this wholesale order. If I am not doing a wholesale order and I'm doing myself, I don't put them back in the box. I put them directly into one of my bins, and the bins go with me to the show. They're not they don't scratch or do anything like that very easily or anything. They don't dent. They're secure in the bins, so they don't need the boxes, and that's just one less hassle and one less step for me to take once I get to the show. So I just pull out the cups and go, and then I have the straws, you know, packed separately in their own little bin, and as people buy the cups, I hand them the straw and the little straw cleaner that goes with. So that's how that works. But that's going to be it for this clip right here. I will see you when I'm doing something else. I'm going to go ahead and knock this out because I forgot what day it was. I thought it was Sunday, and I was incorrect. It is definitely Monday. Say hey to Bop Bops. Hey, Bop Bops. Bop Bop says hello. Don't you, Bop Bops? Oh, I moved that big ugly dresser out of here, and I put a third shelf over here, so that gave me some more storage. And I moved the big armoire that was over here, so I was able to push both of my machines back against the wall in the other two shelves like this, and that was really, really nice. So it is definitely not as crowded in here, but it is still a very small room. Alright, you guys, I thought I would elaborate a little bit on some of the things that I was talking about in the previous clip, and we'll just make this a separate video. So, we're just going to make this a video about how I sublimate tumblers and what I plan on doing with my tumblers and my wraps from here on out. So, couple of things. If you want to sell my items, or if you want to put my art on some of the things that you will be selling at markets or conventions, I do need to make a note on that and tell you that you cannot go into Artist Alley with my designs. That is 100% against any Artist Alley rules. If you're selling at a market, you can be a reseller of something. You don't necessarily have to be the artist who created it. But if you are going into an Artist Alley, you do. So if you're looking to do something like this at conventions and take it from this wholesale order that I have right here that I'm getting ready, you have to go into the exhibitor hall. So there is a stipulation on using someone else's designs, and that's true for anything, not just mine. If you are in an Artist Alley, your art and any of the artwork that is on your stuff needs to be of your own creation. If you're purchasing things from other people and not creating it yourself, then you're reselling technically, and you need to be in the exhibitor hall for that. So, I mean, even if you're like buying patterns to embroider onto shirts or press onto shirts, press onto tote bags, do anything else. If the actual artwork does not belong to you, it's just licensed to you, you cannot go into Artist Alley with that. That is a big no-no. The art has to be done by you. So if you are considering something like this, or you're doing something like this, then know that you need to be in the exhibitor hall. Unfortunately, exhibitor halls do tend to run a bit more pricey than artist alleys do. But I mean, that's just the name of the game. You get a bigger space and they're more expensive, so you can sort of spread out and show more things than you could at an artist alley table. But then you have the freedom to use your licensed items, your licensed products. And that is what Karen at So Endearing does. She has a hybrid sort of booth. So just talking about her for a moment, and go follow her. I'll link her down in the description box below. She also has started to do some vlogs. She is very talented crochet artist, and I don't know if you make the jewelry or if that was the other person's stuff, but anyway, check out her booth, check out her stuff. It is super cool. So she goes in and she crochets a bunch of different patterns. Some could be hers, some she's bought, you know, but her creations are her own art. So the end product is her own and how she works it. So that stuff could fit into an artist alley table. However, she purchases these cups from me at wholesale, and then she retail prices them. So these cups do not give her the freedom that the crochet does. So she has to be in an exhibitor hall to sell these. So I figured I would put that little note in there and give you that little extra tip, because not all people may realize that is the case, that this is not your product, not your artwork, and therefore would not fit into an artist alley situation. So I wanted to go ahead and put that out there. But now we're just gonna peel some of these since they've been sitting over there for a second. If you're doing it this way, as they cool off, the paper will loosen a little bit and slide, and it can cause like a double sort of exposure from the heat that the tumbler is still carrying as it is immediately pulled out. So if you want to avoid that, you can either set it on the side or you can remove the paper as soon as it comes out. But let me tell you what, these tumblers are being heated at 390 degrees and they are freaking hot when they come out. And I don't advise holding them for very long, because if you're holding two back to back, that heat will go through your heat glove. I don't care how strong your heat glove is, the heat will sink in. So be mindful of that. We're gonna do a couple more of these. And like I said, once I put the stoppers on, I just throw them back in the boxes. And they are gonna go out for this wholesale order. And I can't think of too many other things that I want to tell you about Sublimating Tumblers. These are all of my own designs. When you look up 20-ounce skinny tumbler on Google, it will give you dimensions to play with as far as the width and the height of your template is concerned. So that's a very easy piece of information for you to find. And I found that my tumblers were just a little bit bigger than the standard size, so I just adjust that accordingly with my designs. And if you were to purchase my designs, you would see that they are definitely like a hair bigger than what is suggested, but they wrap perfectly around the tumblers. So just be mindful that you might have to go in and actually change the dimensions slightly to fit whatever, you know, style cup you bought. So if you're looking at cups from different manufacturers, those cups can vary very slightly, but still vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. So I start with the standard size of cup, and then I would tweak it if it doesn't wrap. So just print off like one design on standard paper, not sublimation paper, and wrap it around your cup and see if the standard size works for you. If it does, fantastic. If it doesn't, then tweak it on plain paper using very low, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to take that off. I gotta fix that. On very low settings, like print settings, just for fun, and just print it out on plain paper so you're not wasting your sublimation inks as you're doing it. I have an Epson ET2803. It's an eco tank. When I bought it, I just put the inks that came with it into different bottles because you have to have that special lid in order to actually put the inks into the eco tank. So I just poured out those inks and I never ever used them. I actually used them in the separate printer. I have two of these printers. One is for regular printing and one is for sublimation. So I just poured that out into separate bottles, and I use these bottles with the sublimation inks. I will link my sublimation inks below as well. Test it out on plain paper with plain inks, and then go in once you figured out your dimensions perfectly and get that all sized up and ready to go with your sublimation inks. I'm going to fix this. We're going to see how it comes out. It is not ripped past the overlap line, so I think that will be fine as far as that one is concerned. Yeah, so I will link my sublimation inks. I will link these two, the automatic presses that I have. I will link the manual presses if you're more interested in a manual press as well. Not sponsored by any of these companies. The links that I will link are Google affiliate links, like or Amazon affiliate links, so I will get a little commission, like some pennies, if you use one of my links to shop. But use them, don't use them, I don't care. Find your own stuff, it doesn't matter to me. I am perfectly fine either way. And I think I'm going to continue to do this for 50 tumblers, well 25 more after this set. And we are going to wrap up this video here. This is just a quick video on how I wrap tumblers and what I am going to be doing with my tumblers in the future. My button is going crazy. Anyways, make sure that you are subscribed if you are not already. I really appreciate all of the new subscriptions that we are getting. If you are so inclined, let's leave a blue. Is there a blue? Let's leave a blue heart down in the comments. Let me know if you have any other questions as far as sublimation. I will let you know on Patreon and other places as I release the actual cup designs themselves. So be looking out for those as well. Let me know if there's a specific kind of design you would like to see in my art or my art style, and I will add that to a list so that I have a working list of things to go off of that people would like to see. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I wasn't planning on doing this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps some people if you're curious at all about how I make my tumblers or sublimation at all. So yeah, anyways, I love your faces. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, not that thumbs down button. Whoever you are, hater, I see you. I see you, hater. And that's okay if you want to keep pushing the thumbs down button, because it's still interaction. So anyways, I love you anyways. All right, goodbye.